What if the day does not begin with an explosion, but with absence? You wake before the alarm. Not because you are rested, but because something familiar is missing. The low hum of electricity is gone. No refrigerator. No air system. No distant traffic rhythm outside your window. Silence. Thick enough to notice. You reach for your phone. The screen lights, pauses, then shows nothing. No signal. No notifications. No emergency alert, yet. You listen. A dog barks once, then stops. A car door closes down the street. Someone is talking louder than necessary. You assume it is local. A routine outage. A storm you slept through. Then your radio, battery-powered, dusty, forgotten, comes alive. Not with panic. With procedure. A calm voice states that a nationwide infrastructure interruption is under assessment. No timeline. No reassurance. Here is the first critical fact. According to U.S. Department of Energy resilience studies, the first 60 minutes after a nationwide grid disruption are the most unstable, because automated protections disengage faster than human coordination can reassert control. You are not late. You are early. And the first hour belongs to decisions most people have never rehearsed. This scenario does not require a declaration of war. Modern conflict rarely does. Power today is exercised through leverage, not spectacle. Energy systems, financial rails, communications architecture. They are not separate. They are layered. And layered systems fail horizontally. Over the last decade, strategic planners have openly acknowledged that systemic disruption offers asymmetric advantage. It is quieter, cheaper, and deniable. No bombs are necessary to interrupt civilian life. Only timing. The United States power grid alone is divided into interdependent regions, each balanced in real time. When synchronization is lost, safeguards isolate sections automatically. Those safeguards protect hardware, not households. Here is a critical fact. Federal energy assessments have repeatedly warned that grid restoration depends less on damage and more on access, fuel availability, workforce mobility, and intact communications. Which means recovery speed is not uniform. Some places return in hours. Others wait. And as you sit in your darkened home, the global context matters only for one reason. What cascades next? Reaches you. The first hour. Within minutes, critical facilities engage backup power. Hospitals. Data centers. Emergency dispatch. Your house does not. Water pressure holds briefly, then fluctuates. You open the freezer. Cold air spills out, valuable, fleeting. Survival trigger. Do you open it again later? Or do you commit now to preserving what you have? Across the country, banks shift to defensive posture. Not because funds disappear, but because transaction verification requires synchronization. When networks cannot reconcile ledgers, authorization pauses. Here is a critical fact. During prior nationwide payment disruptions analyzed by financial regulators, digital card systems were among the first civilian services to suspend to prevent systemic accounting errors. Your card doesn't decline dramatically. It simply stops responding. The first day. By mid-morning, language evolves. Officials stop saying outage. They say event. Cell towers operate on limited battery reserves. Some last 8 hours. Some less than 4. Messages arrive late. Out of order. Then stop entirely. Grocery stores stay open physically. But registers cannot process. People move faster. Not violently. Urgently. Here is a critical fact. Industry logistics data shows that most urban grocery locations operate on just-in-time delivery systems, with less than 72 hours of inventory without resupply. Shelves empty quietly. Not from chaos. From mathematics. Survival trigger. Do you spend your remaining cash now? Or preserve it for uncertainty? Days 2 to 3. Fuel becomes the strategic resource. Not for travel, but for generation. Hospitals receive priority allocations. Water treatment facilities compete for what remains. Pressure advisories appear. Boil notices follow. Then communications falter. Here is a critical fact. Public utility studies confirm that once water treatment loses stable power, chemical dosing halts, and safe output cannot be assumed without full restart protocols. You turn the tap. It runs briefly. Then sputters. Neighbors gather. Information becomes currency. Some stories are accurate. Most are incomplete. Survival trigger. Do you act on the first version you hear? Or wait for confirmation? The first week. Normal routines dissolve. Schools close without announcements. Workplaces vanish into unanswered emails. Cities thin. Not from mandates, but instinct. Here is a critical fact. Urban resilience research consistently shows voluntary population movement begins before official evacuation guidance during prolonged infrastructure disruptions. You stand in your doorway. Not leaving yet. Not staying blindly. Calculating. Two mindsets emerge quickly. The panicked civilian reacts to stimulus. Every update feels urgent. Every rumor demands action. They spend early. They move often. They exhaust options quickly. The prepared sentinel does something less visible. They pause. They inventory. They define thresholds. Not because they expect control, but because they respect time. Here is a critical fact. Emergency management after action reports repeatedly show that households with predefined decision points experience lower stress and retain resources longer during extended disruptions. The difference is not gear. It is sequence. Survival trigger. Have you already decided what forces you to move? Before movement feels mandatory? This is not about fortification. It is about posture. 5 steps, aligned with official guidance. First, preserve information. Battery radios. Written notes. Limit consumption of unverified sources. Second, stabilize water. Store safely what you can. Follow public advisories exactly. Third, control spending. Assume digital payments are unreliable. Preserve liquidity deliberately. Fourth, reduce visibility. Remain calm. Coordinate locally, quietly. Fifth, protect energy. Conserve fuel and batteries. Avoid unnecessary use early. Here is a critical fact. Federal preparedness doctrine emphasizes that early conservation of essentials, water, energy, movement, extends household resilience exponentially over time. These are not tactics. They are discipline. The final truth is, the first 60 minutes are not about survival. They are about alignment. Systems fracture before people do. Noise arrives before clarity. And control begins, not globally, but locally. At your threshold. You cannot command infrastructure. You cannot stabilize markets. But you can govern your decisions. Calm is not weakness. It is authority. Preparedness is not fear. It is respect for time. And when the hour passes, the world that follows belongs to those who chose deliberately. You are not powerless. You are aware.
Depletion was
And
systematic,
awareness,
not chaotic.
in the first 60
An
minutes,
unsettling calm
is everything.
pervaded the aisle.
If this analysis sharpened your awareness, then you already understand the value of preparation over panic. This channel exists for one purpose: to help you think clearly, before clarity becomes scarce. If you want to continue this series, day by day, system by system, decision by decision, subscribe. Not for alerts, not for noise, but so you are present when the next threshold is examined. The next episode explores what happens when power does not return, and silence becomes the new normal. Until then, stay deliberate.